What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here in front of this statue of Amelia Earhart, one of the most important people in the world in the 20th century. She was the first female aviator to cross the Atlantic Ocean solo, and she died mysteriously while trying to circumnavigate the globe. But she also lived out her final years here in Los Angeles in the shadow of the Burbank Airport. Let's get into it. Earhart first discovered her passion for aviation at Doherty Field in Long Beach in December of 1920 when her dad paid $10 for a 10-minute airplane ride. She was hooked and knew that she had to take piloting lessons, so she saved $1,000 by working as a photographer, truck driver, and stenographer to take those lessons at Kinner Field in Southgate in 1921. By 1923, Earhart became the 16th woman in the United States to get her pilot's license. Perhaps it was the fact that she moved around so much as a child that inspired her to fly. She was born in Kansas, raised in Iowa, completed high school in Chicago, lived in Toronto, before entering the pre-med program at Columbia University in New York with plans to enroll at MIT, but her mom could no longer afford the tuition, and then she left for California. In California, she was a fearless proponent of flying and of commercial aviation, and she started an organization called the 99s, which promoted female pilots. In 1927, pilot Charles Lindbergh flew solo across the Atlantic Ocean, which opened up a new era for flying, where she was subsequently asked by Air Force Captain Hilton Rayleigh if she would like to fly the Atlantic solo herself, becoming potentially the first woman to do so. Accompanied by pilot Wilmer Stoltz and mechanic Lewis Gordon, she departed from Newfoundland and landed in South Wales 20 hours later and made history. The trio was greeted with the ticker tape parade and a meeting with President Calvin Coolidge. She became an immediate celebrity, publishing books, going on a lecture tour, and being featured in mass market advertisements, including luggage, clothes, and cigarettes. In 1932, she took that transatlantic flight solo and left no doubt that she was one of the most important aviators of all time. 1935, Earhart purchased a home in Toluca Lake to be closer to the Burbank Airport, the flying center of Los Angeles and the West Coast at the time. At that Burbank Airport, she also started a flying school. And in 1936, she started planning that around-the-world flight, which would be the longest in history at 29,000 miles. Wow. May 21st, 1937, Earhart, along with her navigator Fred Noonan, left from Burbank Airport for that round-the-world flight. On July 2nd, they were about two-thirds of the way through the journey when they left New Guinea for Howell Island, never to be heard from again. The Earhart disappearance has spawned countless theories about what happened, but the fact is, nobody knows. In addition to the statue and her home in Toluca Lake, there's also a library named after Amelia Earhart right here in North Hollywood because her contribution to the world and Los Angeles was indelible. All right, LA, it's been a minute.